Hi everybody, welcome to TCM Talk.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
We're going to start by showing you my cat, Spartacus. There you go. And then we're going to show you this acupressure point. You can see on my leg, it's about a hand below your knee, your patella, and on the side, sort of. Yeah, maybe you can do that.
Because I think we need a further back
there you go.
view.
So this is the acupuncture point, stomach 36, which we'll talk about in a minute. And you find it by going, here's your knee bone, your patella. You go about a hand's breadth below it. And then sort of, this is the way I find it easily, come off of the bone here. And it's there. There's sort of a depression there on the side. Thank you, Spartacus. And thank you, Kirsten.
Oops. Sorry, I'm not...
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Let you drive.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for bearing with us. I'm Denise Chiquito, licensed acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist.
And I am Kirsten Cowan, licensed acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist and founder of Angelica and Peony.
Welcome to TCM Talk. This is our second scope today about fall and immunity boosting, and I hope you can sort of, hope you were able to see stomach 36. I'll show you a little bit on our Meridia acupressure doll as well. So again, here's your knee, here's her knee anyway, and it's about a hand's breadth below the knee bone on the side in a depression. You can sort of press around there and you'll feel it. It can be kind of sensitive when you press it sometimes, if you need that point. And Kirsten's going to plug the microphone back in so you can hear me. Here we go.
I do not know my way around an iPhone. I've learned that today.
Hi. Okay.
Hey.
Maybe now you can hear me better. So, again, Meridia, and here's her knee, and the right there. The acupuncture point I'm looking for, stomach 36, is on the side below the knee, and we'll have links to this in the Periscope Pinterest board. Kirsten's going to get the links to show you that in a minute.
Ta-da! You can find links to everything that we referenced during all of our scopes on our Periscope Pinterest board, bit.ly/Periscope pins. And you can find links to all of our broadcasts, our archives of all of our broadcasts on our YouTube channel, bit.ly/TCM Talk vids. If you have questions about anything that we scope about, or you have questions or ideas for upcoming episode, please email us, traditionalchinesemedicinetalk@gmail.com. So Denise, why are you showing us this point?
I'm showing you stomach 36 because it's a really good point to do moxibustion on. We've talked about moxibustion here before on TCM Talk, so I won't talk about it too much, but moxa is a Chinese herb. It's mugwort, and we use that directly or indirectly on the skin to strengthen your immune system on that point specifically. Stomach 36 is one point, and we're also going to show you on the elbow, right? Let's do that. We're going to do another point. I'll show you on Kirsten. Here is her arm. So stomach 36 is called leg 3 mile, and the point we're going to show you today,
You can move me.
you can move your arm, is called arm 3 mile. And here's the elbow crease right here. And just a little further down on the side of the arm there is arm 3 mile.
Ow.
It's sore when you touch it. Right. Okay.
I need moxa.
I'm sorry. So we'll pretend that this is lit. This is a tiger warmer. You would light the end of this with a lighter or a candle over a candle. Then you put the protective hood on it once the end of it is orange, like a stick of incense. And then you would apply this to the skin. Here again is arm 3 mile. And you probably want to move it around a little bit because it's going to get hot really quickly if you just hold it in one place. The good thing about doing this on yourself is that you'll know right quick if it's too hot, and take it away right away. And then what I do is I just take the cover off and let it cool down for a minute and then put it back on. You can adjust the distance of the moxa stick by moving it up or down in the tiger warmer. Again, this is called a tiger warmer. There's also another version of this called a lion warmer. Your acupuncturist can definitely get these for you. They're super easy for acupuncturists to get through their acupuncture suppliers. And the good thing about using a tiger warmer on these points is that it's really safe to use at home.
Yeah.
And it's easy to put out. You can either just move the moxa stick down and it will extinguish itself when you put the cap back on because there's no air that's going to get in there. Or what I do is to be safe, is to take out the stick and flip it over and then put the cap back on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good way to extinguish it.
We have a full video demonstration about the tiger warmer on our archive board as well. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for reminding me about that. So stomach 36 and large intestine 10, which is the arm 3 mile we just showed you on Kirsten, they're both really good acupuncture points for strengthening your immune system. Now, your acupuncturist can show you, just like we did briefly here, how to do these at home. If you know that you have a particular season of the year when you have a tendency to get colds or flus, it's really good to start doing moxibustion on yourself at least like a month or a couple of weeks in advance of that time, even if it's not accurate, like, on September 1st, I always get sick. You might not know that down to the day or the hour, but you probably have a general idea of when you get sick a lot. It might be the fall, it might be a different time of year. But we're talking about this today because fall and winter are definitely times when people do have lower immune systems and, stress of the upcoming, not right away, holiday season. The pumpkin spice lattes are already at Starbucks, and I already saw Christmas tree decorations up at a craft store today. Oh my gosh, it's a little too soon. But because of that, stress can really affect people's immune systems. And so we want to try to protect ourselves and use moxibustion and acupuncture. Moxibustion is great to do at home. Acupuncture is not great to do at home because you have to be a licensed acupuncturist to do acupuncture. But you can do acupressure or moxibustion on these points at home. So on the Pinterest board, there's also an article that's a 2-minute acupressure sequence that you can do for 4 acupuncture points that you can do, written by Sarah Calabro of Accutake, and super simple acupressure points and diagrams as well. And you can see stomach 36 in a diagram, not on my knee with my bloomers, in that article. So the other thing I wanted to talk about today is, this is probably the number 1 recommendation of acupuncturists everywhere, is wear a scarf. Why would you wear a scarf? Kirsten, can you explain to our viewers, why would we wear a scarf? Why do we want people to wear scarves?
This is how you can always pick out a group of acupuncturists when they're at a restaurant, because they'll all be bundled up in scarves and ordering their water with no ice. So acupuncturists, in traditional Chinese medicine, one of the ways that illness gets into the body is through wind or as wind. And the most vulnerable place on the body is an area called the wind gate, which is here on the back of the neck. So from a Chinese medicine perspective, traditional Chinese healing perspective, one of the best ways to get sick is to be sitting underneath an oncoming breeze or cold breeze, like a lot of us do underneath air conditioning or something in our office buildings, with it hitting this part of the body repeatedly. So the idea of a scarf is that you're going to close up the wind gate. You're going to protect the wind gate and reduce the chance of those outside pathogens, that evil chi, coming into your body through the open doorway. So we close the gate from the inside by strengthening our immune system by practices like moxibustion on stomach 36, and we close it from the outside by keeping it warm and covered.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
your grandmother was right. Wear a scarf.
So that's another thing you can do for yourself at home or out and about. You can't really see my mustache scarf because my cat's sitting on my microphone cord. But anyway, here's my mustache scarf.
And I'm strangely not wearing a scarf today. I pretty much never leave home without one, but I am wearing a high-necked top, so my wind gate is safely covered.
Very good. Very good. So we talked in the last scope about a simple soup and broth you can do for at the first sign of a cold or flu. Kirsten was talking about ginger and scallion, green onion. Same thing.
Yeah, I think Americans say scallion, and
Okay.
in the rest of the world we say green onion.
Okay, that's the difference. Thank you. So in addition to that wonderful soup and broth combination, we also want to emphasize that eating healthy can help you stay healthy. The last scope I was talking about, the lung qi and the spleen and stomach qi that help to build our protective layer, our windshield against colds and flus. And it starts with eating healthy. And this isn't just when you're sick. It's about avoiding things that will cause inflammation in the body and that will lower your immune system. And I'm not going to tell you to cut these things out completely, but I would say that the 4 things to look for are we call the 4 whites: processed sugar, processed flour, dairy, and salt. Thank you. And those are the 4 whites that it's really good to lower your intake of. I never try to tell people to cut things out altogether. Just everything in moderation is what one of our teachers always told us. And especially when you're sick, you might be like, I'm just sick, I want to eat ice cream. Well, that's a lot of those white things right there.
All together in one. Yeah, pretty much.
Especially if you've got a lot of mucus. When you're sick, you don't want to have dairy because it's going to just add to the phlegm. And, that's just makes it grosser when you have to blow your nose or when you're coughing up a lung. You don't want to do that. So, I don't have anything pleasant to talk about as far as what phlegm does to the body. It's also, we're in the time of the year right now is sort of the season. It's sort of an extra season in Chinese medicine terms called late summer, and it's the time of the spleen and stomach. And, it is a time, if the spleen and stomach are weak, that you will have a propensity towards phlegm. So in order to help your body stay healthy and to reduce the amount of phlegm in your body, phlegm being, through your nose, or it can be mucus in your chest as well. To reduce those, it's good to reduce the amount of foods that will increase those in your body. What else? It's also a good idea, especially if you're sick, to avoid alcohol and fatty foods as well. What else? I think that's about it for foods. And anything else you want to add, Kirsten?
Yeah, I would just say, I think we'll go into this more in 2 weeks in our next set of Periscopes, really talking about the seasons and how being in harmony with the seasons and traditional practices around seasonal health that can prepare our immune systems for the cold and flu season that we're coming into now. We're in the harvest season, as Denise mentioned. We're in the earth time, the end of summer, the late summer transitioning into fall. And this is a time to start moving out of the high levels of activity during the summertime when the sun is shining, all day and into the night, and it's warm and we have lots of energy and there's lots of abundant fruits and vegetables, into shifting down, downshifting into a more inwardly focused time. Now, our culture kind of goes that opposite to this. We start to get more active in the summertime. We've got back to school and we're getting crazier, and we're going to get busier and busier all the way through to the end of the year. So I invite folks, especially if you're thinking about how can I always get sick in the fall, I always get sick in the winter, or my kids are always sick. How can we, maybe have a different fall and winter this year? So I would invite you to think about the change of the seasons and drawing inward a little bit, reducing unnecessary activity, eating really healthful foods, letting go of maybe unnecessary busyness if we can in our lives, and taking care of ourselves, focusing inward. And that's the opposite of what, our culture has us do. So I know easier said than done, that's for sure. And that's why I think we'll get into this more in 2 weeks in our next set of scopes. But I think, everything that you've said here in terms of eating healthy, healthy, dressing comfortably, safely against the weather and the elements really has to do with this kind of, being in harmony with the natural forces that are at play right now. There's less light. We should be having less activity.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Kirsten will be talking more about that in our next set of scopes in 2 weeks. And I will be in Maine at that time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I will be talking about it.
So thanks for watching here in this scope. I'll be back with Kirsten in just a few minutes to talk about 2 other Chinese medicine modalities that can help keep you healthy. And some of them are, at least one of them is DIY as well. You can learn from your acupuncturist. We'll be right back. Thanks.
Bye.